Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on a Friday evening. How's the Josh, everyone? Let's hear some highs and hellos from you all. How's the Josh? Hi, Sanyam. Great to hear that, Irshad. All right. Hi again. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on a Friday evening, and I'm excited about hosting you all this evening. A quick introduction. I am Vikas Bhansali, Senior Director, Corporate Partnerships and Career Services at Physics Wala. I have about 17 years of work experience in the education industry where I have enabled early careers and focused in strengthening industry academic collaborations. In my career span, I have enabled fortunately, I have helped enable early careers or successful career progressions for 5,000 plus students, and that really excites me in engaging, interacting, mentoring learners, mentoring our students. That definitely excites me. So that's about me. Quickly about Physics Wala Institute of Innovation. Now, as the name suggests, it's an institute. What's PWIOI? Institute of Innovation. It's an institute where we are focusing on building new age education platform which is industry focused, which is where we are trying to build what industry wants and enhance the employability quotient of our students, of our learners. So with that focus, there are three different units of PWIOI, PW Institute of Innovation, and these three are the highest in demands when we are talking about what industry wants. These are the three arms which is on the highest demand from the industry. Number one, School of Technology, a 4-year integrated BTech program in computer science. Now, needless to say, computer science is the prime in terms of when we talk about the tech world. Computer science, AI, Gen AI, I'm sure you all have been hearing all the hot words. So that focuses around the BTech program. The second one, School of Management, a 3-year Bachelor in Business Administration, where the students are being coached about entrepreneurship, about managerial skills, about technology in management or management in technology. And lastly, the School of Healthcare, which is a 3-year program in healthcare specialization. Now, of course, these schools are high in demand. Are all the new age are about the new age technologies, about the new age skills. Now, when we talk about new age technologies and new age skills, of course, our students would need advanced product, advanced resources, advanced technologies, and hence our students who are joining our School of Technology and School of Management, they are being provided as part of the curriculum, as part of the course, as part of the program. They are being provided with Apple MacBook with the latest specification or specialization, so that it enables you to learn tech better, to code better, to different aspects of School of Technology and School of Management. And for School of Healthcare, we provide Lenovo tablet, of course, strictly for your academics, and which is perfectly suited for healthcare applications and learning. Now, awesome. This is about Physics Wala Institute of Innovation. This was a brief introduction about PWIOI and about me. Now, what do we promise? The core subject or the core topic of today, which is career services, and I mean, that's the first thing which comes out whenever we talk about education, whenever we talk about institutes, campuses. What about career services? What do we get? What is the outcome? So we are definitely from day one, we are outcome oriented. And that is why our promise is from campus to corporate. That's the promise. With that promise, whilst our academicians, whilst our extremely supremely talented academicians focus on academics, we as part of career services, we focus on a 360-degree holistic approach in mentoring, in guiding our students, in guiding our learners. Now, what do we mean by 360-degree approach towards career services? We It is not just about giving jobs, it is not just about giving internships. We believe in giving you lifelong learning. Now, what about lifelong learning? So when it comes to there has to be an aspect which can help you bridge the gap between academics and between what industry wants. And that is where the 360-degree approach works, where we work with you right from day one on what to talk, how to talk, about your resumes, about how to prepare for the interviews, the mock interviews, etc. etc. So, grooming you on a 360-degree level, which is a lifelong, which becomes a lifelong learning for you, which becomes a lifelong knowledge for you, so that whenever it's not just about your first job, आप आगे भी जब दूसरे जॉब्स पे जाएंगे, आप द नेक्स्ट जॉब, द फॉलोइंग जॉब, you will continuously would have to acquire these information, these knowledge, so that you are industry ready. So with that, what all do we do? Our PW career services journey. It starts with employability and industry readiness training. I will be covering it soon about it. AI-based mock interviews, about employability test, about career talks and industry interaction, and eventually connecting once you are ready. Once our students are ready, we help in connecting you with the employers, with the organizations, with the industry. Because eventually, why are you doing a BTech program or why are you doing a BBA program? Eventually, everyone would expect an outcome of it. So, right, I'm connecting to what I started with. We are outcome oriented academic institute. Now, about soft skills. So, what do we do soft skills? Now, I would just quickly ask a question over here, or throw a question over here. Please feel free to answer. Now, what do we need when for example, I am a student and I go to an employer for an interview? What do we require? Can you guys can just share some points? What do we require? What would the employer look at or evaluate me when he or she is interviewing me? Can you guys please just share your thoughts, share your comments on this? Sumit Tiwari says skills, communication, of course. Anything else? Anything else apart from skills, communication, anything else? Confidence. Again, Sumit Tiwari, thank you. Knowledge of the subject, communication, our outfit. Exactly. So now, no matter how strong we are academically, of course, 4 years you will be focusing on your academics, and but no matter how strong you are academically, you will have to articulate yourself. When, for example, if an interviewer asks me, what have you done during these 4 years? What are the projects which you have done? How can you explain yourself? Why do you want to join this company? Now, I will have to talk. No matter how strong I am, analytically or academically, if I am not able to articulate myself, the interviewer would not be able to gauge me if I am good or not good for the organization. Hence, that is the first foundation which we work upon, which is your soft skills. Now, when it comes to soft skills, how to present yourself, what are the right kind of answers, how to answer. Let's say if an interviewer asks me, what have you done in your project, so what do you answer, how do you articulate about your project, what are the outcomes of your project. So helping you frame the right answers for different right questions. The question bank, we have been building question bank of what questions does employer asks, what are some of the basic questions, what are some of the most commonly asked questions. Now the team prepares you on those questions, on how to answer them better, on your foundation of how to frame your answers better. That is the foundation which we start off with. And then it comes to the AI based mock interviews. Now once you are ready how to frame your answers, how to frame yourself, how to present yourself, then it comes. So our learner, every learner gets from day one, gets a dedicated career services platform from day one. Now that career services platform helps us to enable your entire career services journey happens through that platform. You have a direct access to that platform, and whilst all the other practices happens there, you have an unlimited access to give these mock interviews, these AI mock interviews, where you can prepare as much as possible, you can practice as much as possible, and real time AI driven feedback comes. Now once those feedback comes to us, we then tweak the training accordingly, we then assess and then provide the training accordingly to our students. So that helps us whilst it's happening real time, and then we are tweaking our training in real time so that the learners are ready with what they have to answer, how they have to answer. Now, our like it mentions, our in-house AI mock interview platform analyzes how students speak, what they say, and where they can improve. Now, this feedback, like I said, this feedback is given to our learners, and we continuously work with our students so that they kind of improve day on day on day, so that on the D day, on the final day, they are absolutely ready. So that's about the soft skills. Now when I talk about the hard skills, could someone tell me, I know it's on the screen, but could someone tell me what are the some of the hard skills which you require for your employability? I mean, whatever I just spoke about how to present yourself, how to talk, what are the answers you should be giving, but what are some of the hard skills which employers looks at immediately? Any responses on that? What are some of the hard skills, guys? Any comments? What are some of the hard skills? So S is asking in which campus you teach. Currently it's in Bangalore. This year we are opening up in Pune, in Noida, and in Lucknow. Okay, coming back to some of the hard skills. Now, apart from your communication skills, apart from how you present yourself, the next, or rather an equally important thing is your resume. How is your resume looking like? What are the contents of the resume? So, for example, before an interview starts, I give my resume to the employer, or we are connected to X number of employers. We share the resumes of our students with these employers. Now, every employer has a platform where these resumes are uploaded. Now, the resumes needs to clear that platform clearance. The platform will score your resumes, and basis the scores, you will be invited for the interviews. And that platform is called an ATS. So your resume has to be right, has to be, I mean, what all needs to be mentioned there, your projects needs to be mentioned there, your skills needs to be mentioned there. So your resume is an utmost important, uh, the first criteria is your resume. So that is where we are covering on, and when it comes to hard skills, the resume, how to build a powerful resume, and which is ATS friendly resume. And that is one of the key aspects which we work on with our learners. Now, apart from resume, LinkedIn, another, I mean, in our generation, one of the most powerful tool when it comes to networking or professional networking. LinkedIn is another platform. Now, how to build a solid LinkedIn profile, how to build an impactful LinkedIn profile, how to network on LinkedIn profile. I mean, a lot of opportunities, a lot of jobs people get through LinkedIn. Today, the platforms like Naukri and Monster and all the other job platforms are practically getting redundant. आज के टाइम पे नौकरी या मॉन्स्टर जो जैसे जॉब पोर्टल्स हैं, उनमें जॉब्स आर are getting redundant day by day. It's about you networking, personally networking on LinkedIn, reaching out to HR leaders, reaching out to the business leaders or the tech leaders on LinkedIn, showcasing your profile, and you immediately get a response from them. And that is what we try and inculcate to our learners or to our students, how to network on LinkedIn, how to build your profile on LinkedIn, and then how to network on LinkedIn. And then apart from the resume and LinkedIn, there are a lot of other tools which once you become an employee of an organization, once you get employed, you would have to start using a lot of tools. For example, Google Suite is one such powerful tool where we have Google Slides, we have Google Decks, different aspects. So a lot of organizations now have transitioned from a plain vanilla Microsoft Excel to a Google Slide. A lot of organizations have moved, or rather they have restrictions of not to use PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint, and they have moved from Microsoft PowerPoint to Google Slides. So how to use or know how about G Suite is I mean, so this is G Suite is just one small example which we create an awareness amongst our students, amongst our learners. There are multiple other factors. For example, how do you write an email, write a LinkedIn message, write an email to a CEO of a company pitching for your profile? How do you showcase your profile to a CTO of a company that you are interested in getting an internship or securing a full-time opportunity or an internship with that organization? So these are all hard skills which we imbibe to our learners with. So now that's covering the hard skills part. Now about AI based employability assessments. Now this is an AI world where everything is being driven by AI, Gen AI, and we don't want to lag behind there. So we have, like, the platform which I mentioned, the career services platform, which every student will have an access to from day one, has AI based as employability assessments, which we every time and now we will be conducting employability assessments to check where are you standing in terms of your technical knowledge, in terms of your the other aspects of it, the aptitude part of it, the analytical part of it. And post the scores, we kind of again go back to our learners and then tweak their training as per the scores, as per the feedback provided by the platform. So this happens, this is a recurring process. This cannot be changed overnight. I mean, you have to, if we have to upscale your caliber, this has to be a recurring process. And that's what we have been trying to do. That's what we are trying to do. Recurring employability assessments to gauge your skills, your current skills, where are you at, and then tweak your training plan so that you can improve further. Now, up until now, what we were talking about is how we can help you become employable, how we can make you industry ready. Now, up until now, it was about you. Now, the next part is how do we engage with industry? So, this is one side of it. The other side is industry. They need to be part of it, they need to be equally part of it. So, what we do, we invite a lot of CXOs, a lot of CEOs, CTOs, tech heads, HR heads to come and talk to our learners. These are called career talks. Every month, there are career talks being organized on campus where these leaders come from the industry and share their thoughts with you, share their knowledge with you, share what's happening in the industry. So that is important. This is why this is important, is whatever we are teaching you at the campus, whatever our academicians are teaching you at the campus, you should be able to connect the dots with the industry, because that's the ultimate goal for all of us, is you should be employable, you should be industry ready. So when these leaders come and tell you that this is what's happening in the industry, for example, everybody's been talking about Gen AI. Now, our academicians teach you about Gen AI, about prompt engineering. Now, but how do we connect? What are their applications? These leaders come and tell you that these are the applications, these are the areas where we use these tools. So that is where you would be able to connect the dots. So through these career talks, a lot of, I mean, this really excites our students, our learners, because they get to hear from the horse's mouth what's happening in the industry. Apart from these, we also collaborate, we also partner with a lot of industries, lot of companies to organize hackathons, case studies, competitions, so that one, they get to have a real-time exposure. Two, for example, let's say if a XYZ company partners with us to do a hackathon, let's say there are top 10 performers, they get an opportunity or they get an exposure with that company. The company sees that these are the top 10 learners who have performed really well in the hackathon or the case studies, and then eventually when the time comes for internships or full-time opportunities, those 10 learners are the first guys they will reach out to. So that gives an added advantage to our learners towards those companies, towards those organizations. Now, these are about how we are engaging or how we are bringing the industry to engage with our learners. Some of our industry partners who have been working with us, who have been evaluating our students, our learners, companies like Zepto, Flipkart, Rapido, Ola, Blinkit. Some of these companies have been hiring or have been evaluating our students for roles like data analytics, data analysts, full stack developers, business analysts, operations roles. So some of these companies, and these are a small snapshot of the companies. Currently, we have 100 plus companies who have partnered with us and who have been month on month evaluating our learners. Now, apart from these regular sessions which we are doing, the career talks and the other events which we continuously plan, the hackathons and case studies, we are also onboarding a lot of industry partners or organizations as our industry partner. Now, what does that mean? Now, as an industry partner, so the first thing, remember guys, the first thing जो मैंने बोला था, we are trying to build an institute which is industry ready, where, I mean, we are trying to build what industry wants. Now, to know that, some of these companies have to be onboarded as industry partners who can help us build the curriculum, what's happening in the industry, what do they want, imbibe that in our curriculum, and we have the the leverage to tweak our curriculum as per what industry wants. So we first bring the industry partners, we get them onboarded, they help us tweak the curriculum. That is one part of it. The curriculum is one part of it. The second part is they help us do these hackathons and case study competitions. Third, they are invited. They have the leaders from those companies come for these mentoring sessions and master classes. And fourth, they get the first access to our learners, to students for their summer internships and for their full-time placements. So we are onboarding a lot of organizations day in and out. We are talking to companies, talking to organizations, sharing our vision with them, aligning them with our vision, and bringing them on board as official partners. And some of these companies are GeoHaptic, Metaverse, Zyka, and a few more are in the list. In fact, in this year, we are planning to add at least 20 companies to our kitty as official industry partners. Now, what happens after this? What happens? We have prepared you. अभी हमने आपको prepare कर लिया, groom किया, employability assessments, career talks हुए, hackathons हुए, case studies हुए, companies आए, mentoring हुए, master classes हुए. But end result क्या है? Now the end result is the outcome, is the internship, getting right kind of internships, getting right kind of full-time opportunities. Now we are onboarding companies. Like I said, 100 plus companies have been working with us to evaluate, to interact with our learners, to evaluate our learners for different opportunities they have within tech, non-tech roles. So that is where our learners are being evaluated for internship opportunities, intern to hire opportunities. Now, what is intern to hire opportunities? So the hiring pattern has changed post-COVID era. Hiring pattern has changed. Now what is happening is companies encourage students, companies encourage, when it comes to freshers, they encourage freshers to join as interns, work for 6 months to 1 year, understand their ecosystem, understand their organization, and then eventually convert them to full-time roles. And earlier these internships were of smaller duration of 2 months, 3 months, but now the companies want them to work more as interns for a longer time. And beforehand, like let's say third year or maybe third year to fourth year, you work like for 1 year with them as interns, and then basis your performance you are converted to full time. This helps both way. One, the learner gets a long term learning and a real time learning, and the company gets talent early. So this solves both the purposes. So internships, intern to hire opportunities, and full time opportunities. So that's where our learners are being exposed to, showcased. Once our students, our learners are ready with their resumes, with their LinkedIn profiles, with their presentability quotient, with how to talk, with what to answer. Once they are ready, we showcase them to organizations and then help them achieve these secure outcomes. So Sumit Tiwari has a question, sir. In between 4 years, we get internships. Yes, Sumit, we help you with internships. Right from second year, you start getting internships. We start bringing in organizations to evaluate you, and basis your skills, basis your knowledge, the companies are open to onboard you or onboard our students or learners as interns. So that's about the career services. That's about a 360 degree working on the learners, or the 360-degree method of the career services, which is part of the program at PW-IOI. Now I'll be open to question and answer. I'll be happy to answer to questions around the career services. What do we do? How do we do? What are industry's expectations? I will be happy to answer to those questions. S, there's a question from someone named S. Did you teach in Noida also? This year we are starting with our campus in Noida. Sumit, I'm glad you found this information useful. If there are any other questions, I'll be happy to answer to about the industry, about what are the industry's expectations, about the job market. I'll be happy to answer to. Santosh, I did not quite get your question. Question revision lecture PW. I did not. Could you just reframe your question once again? चंदर, टू आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन, क्या PWIOI में स्पोर्ट्स फैसिलिटी या क्लब्स नहीं है? क्लब्स डेफिनेटली हैं, स्पोर्ट्स इंडोर स्पोर्ट्स के ऑप्शंस हैं, क्लब्स डेफिनेटली हैं, स्टार्टअप क्लब्स, एंड देयर आर रिक्रिएशनल क्लब्स, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ क्लब्स, and the indoor, recently there was a gaming, e-sports competition also held at PWIOI in Bangalore. So those facilities or those support system are definitely there. There's a question from the trendy Dunya. Company or visits in company for hiring in fourth year. So fourth year would be the final placements or the full-time placements for the students, but companies start coming from second year, because like I said, internships, the industry is moving towards more of internship hiring and then converting them to full-time. So the companies want to evaluate the students early on. So second year, beginning of third year, the companies start coming in for internships. You start with internships and then understand the ecosystem and then gradually be converted full time. So that's the whole idea, because eventually it is about you understanding the industry, you getting ready for the industry, you becoming employable. Sai Hruday, your question, are cybersecurity based jobs better or AI based jobs? So Sai, I mean, this is like comparing apples and oranges. Cybersecurity is a different domain. AI is a different domain. However, what I can tell you is, when it comes to industry currently, for freshers, for early careers, now all of you, I'm assuming all of you are freshers and fresh out of schools. Now at a fresher level, the AI roles are more prominent. When I say AI roles, which is about around machine learning, around data analytics, around data science, that is where the industry looks at freshers more. The cybersecurity roles, the core cybersecurity roles, are primarily focusing towards people with 2 years experience, 3 years experience. That's the core cybersecurity role. At the cybersecurity role, when I talk about fresher roles, they are typically the support roles, the tech support roles. That's the role for a cybersecurity. So for a core role, if you look at into cybersecurity, you'll have to have about 2 years of work experience. So that's the difference between a cybersecurity opportunity and an AI opportunity when it comes to freshers. I hope I answered to your question. Shivam, I'm seeing you are inquiring about the fees. I think fees, there are enough information on the website. For the School of Technology, the fees is around 8. In for locations like Noida and Lucknow and Pune, and for Bangalore, the fee is around 16 lakhs. For SOM internship, yes, after in the around the second year, the internships are there around, around the roles like sales, operations, back-end operations, some bit of HR functions. They are there. The internship opportunities are definitely there for the SOM or the BVA folks. Spartan, your question, PW Noida admission लिया Bangalore and Noida में क्या difference होगा? So Bangalore, Spartan, good question. So Bangalore being the first institute, it is our center of excellence, and Bangalore, of course, it's a hub when it comes to startups, when it comes to the tech world specifically. Bangalore is the hub. However, in terms of career services, there is no difference. It would remain all the support which I just spoke about throughout this session. All the support would remain the same. All the efforts which are being given, all the hand holding which are being given to the learners, it remains the same across the campuses. Nitin, how will you prepare for interview? Yeah, that is what I had just explained through the deck, through the presentation. Now, it is not just a 1 day preparation. It is from day one, through our career excellence department, through our career excellence team under the career services. They work with you right from day one on your basics, on how to frame right kind of answers, how to talk about your projects, how to articulate yourself, how to present yourself. From day one, the team is working. Then we help you with the AI mock interviews, and then we help you with the employability assessments, and eventually, by the time comes when the company starts visiting us, we you will be ready to articulate yourself. And that's how. So there are different factors, there are different parameters. From day one, we work upon that, so that we ensure that you are ready for the interviews. And like I said, there will be a dedicated career services platform through which you can give unlimited mock interviews. That is one of the important factor, so that you are ready for the interview, so that you are prepared for the interview. Sumit, see, this is one thing which I keep telling, and I've been keep telling the students I have been talking to, I've been mentoring. After your BTech or a BBA, one needs to work before entering into a MBA or any kind of post graduation. You should work for at least 2 years. This trend in India, which is right after, as soon as you complete your graduation, you immediately get into post graduation. That is not the right approach. If you look at institutes abroad, colleges abroad, or even in the premium institutes in India, if I talk about ISB Hyderabad, which is one of the best in India, they, for their MBA program, they look at least minimum 2 years of work experience. So after completing your BTech or a BBA program, you should aspire to work at least for 2 years, then prepare for your entrance exams for your MBA, and then get into MBA, because that is where you would be able to connect the dots. MBA is not about reading through books. MBA is all about the real time case studies and what's happening in the industry. So if you have worked for 2 years, and then do a MBA, you will be able to connect the dots. मैंने 2 साल में क्या काम किया, क्या सीखा, और अब MBA में जो मैं पढ़ाई, जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स पढ़ रहा हूँ, I will be able to learn that better. So that is where, Sumit, you should, or others, you should aim at doing. साची's question, PWIOI पुणे कैंपस में क्लासेस कब से स्टार्ट होंगी? इट इज अराउंड सितंबर, साची. August, August last, between mid August to between mid September. Sai, currently we do not have MTech. Currently we only have BTech in computer science. All our faculties in any of the campuses are of equal caliber, from industry. They have worked in the industry for a few years, and then because of their passion for teaching and because of their passion for education and working with the students, they have joined PWIOI Institute of Innovation. So all our all our academicians, all our faculties are of equal caliber across centers. I mean, doesn't matter if it's Bangalore or Pune or Noida or Lucknow, they are of equal caliber across campuses. I just answered to someone about, somebody had inquired where the faculty is better in Bangalore or Pune or Noida. Guys, anything else around what do we do in career services, anything, I'll be happy to answer to. James, I see your question. I'll kind of take support, or I'll kind of ask our admissions team to reach out to you and answer to your query about it. I would not be the right person to answer this, so I'll ask my admissions team to reach out to you, James. Sagar, semester examination, I mean, very good question. Semester examination will be like other colleges or anything different? So I will give you one small example. Recently, for our School of Management, they had in the month of March, they had ended their semester, where instead of an examination pattern, what we did, we had a stage set up for them, wherein each one of them had were given or were handed some amount, some money. They could procure products. They had created stalls for themselves. They sold products, and then they had to come back with showing or presenting about what they had planned, about how they did went on to execute, about what they earned, EBITDA, etc., etc., what they earned, profit, loss, all those concepts. So that gave them a real time experience on how to manage a business, a small time business. So that is what we did for the semester. So to answer to your question, it is not like It is not like those typical semester exams. We keep innovating so that you get real time learning and hands on experience on the skills which we are teaching. JE Wala, is there sports in PWIOI? Like I already answered, there are facilities recently. I mean, currently it's more around the esports and the indoor sports, but soon we are building the infrastructure for the outdoor sports as well. But I mean, in last month, or rather in the month of March, we had organized and hosted an esports competition in our campus in Bangalore. Sachi, yes, there will be that facility will be there. Yes, Sai, definitely. I mean, this is one thing I keep talking about. So Sai's question is, should BTech students also work for 2 years and then proceed for MTech? Absolutely, you should. After your graduation, you should work for 2 years so that whatever you have learned in the 4 year BTech program, you apply that for 2 years, gain enough knowledge, and then move to your MTech or any other research or a MBA. That would make your resume, that would make your profile real solid one. Funny question from random guy. I mean, good question, but funny. सर बीटेक वाले बर्बाद होते हैं क्या? प्लीज सोशल मीडिया में बहुत नेगेटिविटी है. आई मीन बर्बाद तो कोई भी होगा अगर आप अपने प्रोफाइल पे या अपने एकेडमिक्स पे अपने ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक डेवलप नहीं करेंगे तो आप चाहे बीटेक कर लो, आप चाहे एमबीए कर लो. इवन इफ समबडी इज डूइंग एन एमबीए फ्रॉम आईआईएम्स, अगर वो 2 साल में या 1.5 साल में अगर नहीं अपने आप को इम्प्रूव करता है, नहीं पढ़ाई करता है, तो आई मीन बर्बाद वो भी होगा. So it is, we are there to support you. We are there from day one to handhold you, to tell you what's the reality, to take you towards your goal. But you will have to equally play a part so that I mean, because eventually it's your career. Eventually you will have to build your career. We are there as an aggregator. We are there to supplement that, but you will have to shake hands with us and walk with us so that we can help you, I mean, get that progression, your career progression. Indranil, they I will have to ask my admissions team to reach out to you and to answer to your question on this. Heath, I will definitely say it is worth joining. But the first question you need to answer is, are you ready to grill? Are you ready to work with us to help you achieve that successful career progression? Then it's definitely worth joining. Thank you so much, Hruday. I'm glad you gained something out of the session, and I mean, for you joining on a Friday evening was worth it. Again, we are here to we are happy to help you wherever, answer to your questions and get any doubts clarified. And if there are any other questions, our admissions team, our marketing team, you can reach out to them. And if further you would want to be connected for any queries or any doubts, we can always get connected. Congratulations, Heath. Like I said, the PW Institute of Innovation is definitely worth it. And if you are ready to get that successful career progression, if you are ready to get grilled, or if you are ready to get going with the support which we are providing, you'll definitely have a successful career progression. Thank you, Sumit, again. Okay, if there are no other questions, we can sign off. Another, maybe if one or two questions, we can quickly take up the questions, or else we can sign off for the evening. I'm sure weekend hai, I'm sure all of you will have plans. हाँ जी अभिनव, अदर सिटी के कैंपस भी बैंगलोर जैसे होंगे, and all the support remains the same. Sachi, a very good question. Does a degree from an institute matter for a software developer? Of course, a degree matters, but then times are changing. Especially COVID has changed a lot of the traditional aspects of it, how the companies are looking at the talent now. Every company, of course, has a protocol. Let's say if I talk about a TCS as an organization, they look at a BTech degree with 60% throughout marks, with no backlogs. But then times are changing. There are companies, there are startups, there are these product companies who are open to look at learners who are strong. If I talk about particularly software engineering, if you are very good at coding, if you are very good at concepts like data structures and algorithms, DSAs, some Java, Python, C++, if your foundation is very strong, they are absolutely okay. I mean, startups and product companies are absolutely okay to look at learners, um, even with a mediocre degree, even with a mediocre um, academic credentials. But if you can show that you are an excellent coder, there are companies who are open to look at such talent. पुणे PWIOI पुणे कैंपस कहाँ है? It is around Hadapsar area. अभिनव, जरूर कर सकते हैं। बीटेक के साथ साथ बीएस आईआईटी मद्रास से कर सकते हैं, डेफिनेटली कर सकते हो आप, प्रोवाइडेड यू हैव इनफ बैंडविथ। बिकॉज अगेन बीटेक का it's not it's not an easy program, it is an extensive program। तो उसके साथ अगर आपका बैंडविथ अलाउ कर सकता है, आप डेफिनेटली पिक कर सकते हो। डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एबिलिटी टू टेक अप, हाउ मच कैन यू अब्सॉर्ब। सो आप डेफिनेटली कर सकते हो। सोनू, नोएडा कैंपस विल बी अराउंड सेक्टर 127। इंद्रनील, नो कैंपस अभी वेस्ट बंगाल में नहीं है, बट प्रोबेबली सून वी माइट हैव वन। Anuradha, like I mentioned, our faculties are of equal caliber across campuses. It doesn't matter you are in Lucknow, Noida, Pune, Bangalore. All our academicians, all our faculties are of equal caliber from industry who are passionate about teaching, who are passionate about coaching and mentoring the learners. Pushkar, you'll get a BTech degree from PWIOI. Sonu, Noida campus is will be around sector 127. Okay, any last question, guys? Any other question around career services, around if you have any confusion around what specialization to choose and what are the industry demands? I'll be happy to answer too. Anuradha, um, career services, like the first slide was, we work with all our learners from day one through a dedicated career services platform to ensure that all our learners are employable and industry ready. Now, when we say industry ready, the companies, we have 100 plus companies who are partnered with us. They hire for roles like data analytics, full stack developers, Java developers, business analysts, operations, and these compensations range for the early talent, for the freshers. These compensations range from typically from 4 lakhs to about 12 lakhs. That's the range of these roles which these companies hire for. So we ensure that you are ready for such roles. We ensure through all our efforts that you are ready for such roles. Sonu, just be yourself. How to prepare for interview for PWIOI? Just be yourself. Whatever exam you have written, ensure you are aware of those. Whatever you have written, you are aware of it. Be aware, have a clarity कि आपको करना क्या है. अगर आप बीटेक चूज कर रहे हो, आप क्यों बीटेक चूज कर रहे हो, इवेंचुअली आपको आप आगे करियर का एस्पिरेशन क्या है. दीज आर सम बेसिक थिंग्स विच यू विल बी गेज्ड ऑन बिकॉज इवेंचुअली it's about your career. Sachi, it's a two-way question. Can we consider our career secure if we take admission in PWIOI? If it's about PWIOI, I will say yes. But again, it's a two-way, it's a mutual partnership. You have to be ready to go through the grill. You have to be ready to take our support. It's a mutual partnership. If you are ready, we are of course ready to ensure that your career is secured. But again, if you are ready or not, we are definitely ready to ensure that your career is secured. Anuradha, I will ask my admissions team to connect with you. Sachi, then perfect, great, awesome, sounds awesome. We are ready as well. Anuradha, like I mentioned, I am not the right person for this. I will ask my admissions team to connect with you on this. At PWIOI, JE Wala has a question. Sir, the college from which we'll get our BTech degree, where will our papers be held? Medhavi Skills University or PWIOI? It will be at PWIOI. Abhinav, it will be approximately about 100, somewhere between 100 to 150 rather. सोनू, इट्स गुड टू फील नर्वस. आप अगर नर्वस होते हो, यू डोंट टेक थिंग्स फॉर ग्रांटेड, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी वांट. वी डोंट वांट यू टू टेक थिंग्स फॉर ग्रांटेड. वी आर हियर टू सपोर्ट यू. वी आर देयर. वी विल बी देयर फ्रॉम डे वन फॉर यू. सो नर्वस हो, अच्छा है, बट देन आई मीन उसी नर्वस से आगे यू विल हैव टू टेक अ स्टेप अहेड. Thank you, Vishal. Happy to answer to your questions and doubts. All right, I think it's time we sign off. It was great talking to all of you. It was great connecting. I really hope it was worth it for you all on a Friday evening. Have a great weekend ahead, and hopefully we'll see all of you at PWIOI. Thank you so much.